Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good day. Happy Saturday. Welcome to SKTV. Welcome to today's edition. Today is Saturday, the 12th of November 2022. We'd like to welcome each and every one of you to the program. To those of you listening to us via the radio in Liberia, Truth FM 96.1. We want to say welcome, welcome, and welcome. Thank you for following us uh, faithfully and truthfully. Let's share the show as we come on. Please share the show. A lot to talk about today. As you can see, the topic states census, the census, and the Constitution. But there are a lot of things that have happened. We'd like to talk about some of them and highlight some of them. So let's share the show as you come on. Let's invite other people. Please share the show. Don't be me. Share the show with your friend. We on SKTV, SKTV Life. Welcome to the show. Welcome to SKTV. Welcome to today's edition. Please, let's share the show. Let's share the show, please. Let's start sharing the show first. Let's start sharing the show as you come on. Today conversations. Today conversation by two BBO. Some of the conversation today say, myself, my mom, yeah, yeah. Today conversation.
But you told some.
Today conversation. I can tell you straight up, my man. I can see some people in their feelings already. The conversation will be noisy. Today's conversation will be very noisy and informative because we're about to unfold some things and talk about some things, and basically remind some people about some things that we've said and some things that are about to happen. But we'll also talk about the census and what the Liberian people need to do at this moment, at this juncture. So a lot of things to talk about. But let's welcome our folks. Let's welcome people from all around the world. Welcome to SKTV. Welcome and welcome. As always, I want to greet the Liberian people before we go to Melbourne here. I want to greet the Liberian people. We believe they're the most important people on earth. That's what we believe about the Liberian people. We believe the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. We also believe that the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. Like I said, to this conversation, just a lot to talk about. Poof, poof, and poof. But Melbourne, let's turn to you really quick. Let's turn to you there. What say you? What's going on, my man?
All right. So again, we want to say to our listeners out there, sorry that few days, right?
Yeah.
Whenever this platform, especially the SKTV is not working on or in fact when they are not going live, Steve get a lot of calls, text messages as to what's going on, because sometimes people independently, people want to listen to other platforms, to get some of the information. So yes, Liberia is kind, all is going great here in Liberia, and we are happy that at least the most best thing that we all pray for is peace. Peace is here in Liberia, and everybody going about with a normal business, except on yesterday where we declare a holiday. People stay home on yesterday throughout, but today at least there are normal business going on, wedding activities, people doing normal things, people going to the markets, or in fact the market women's are all going about doing a normal business, and so that's just it, my brother. Liberia is good. From what I speak from, Liberia is going good.
Yeah, Liberia is doing good. You said something that even though we expand on it in a little bit here, but I wanted to piggyback on that really quick. Did you say the president? Let get that clear. Did you say the president said yesterday should have been holiday and the people should go out to vote? The president made that
Not,
proclamation.
not really about going out to vote. Yes, the president declared yesterday, but sometimes before someone need to come up, sometimes information dissemination is another thing. But later on, the media got to break out because when the president left, for almost 3 or 4 weeks, a letter to the legislature and so on. And later on, we start hearing that, oh yeah, census going to begin on Friday officially, that the counting of people will begin on Friday, even though they not really specify. So when are going to begin from Friday up, well, but later on, when we saw the press releases coming out from both the government and other international community talking about, oh yeah, the census begin on yesterday. But actually, Friday was declared as holiday on yesterday by the, the government, especially the president of the Republic of Liberia.
So yesterday was declared as holiday by the president.
Census, yeah, census
Uh,
holiday. People stay home throughout to be counted on yesterday.
so that was
But
because
now,
of this.
uh,
Because so no, let me get it clear before we go any further.
mm,
It was
mm.
because of the census that the president declared holiday.
Yes, because if you check the constitution, if you check the holidays, maybe in November, you'll find out that there are only 200 days so far, or 200 days so far in November. The second, I think, either the first or the second Thursday in November, and that of William V. Todman birthday, which will be on the 29th. So far, so good in this month. We have only 200 days. So any other holiday, then I mean, that holiday have been declared by the president, by the power vested in him. Sometimes, the president have the power to declare day as another day, just for maybe for certain occasion, or maybe for certain program, or maybe for certain activities.
Hmm. My man, we'll get into the conversation about Liberia as one country. The president
Mm.
declared holiday for census in Liberia. We talk about
I
it.
don't know.
President even has right to discuss anything about census, or to talk about census. We get into that, but
Mm.
that's just a little concerning. But any other news unfolding? Any other thing that we need to know about that is unfolding in the
So
country?
far, so far, so good. Apart from the political activities, sometimes when we argue that why next you give only 1 month for campaign activities, sometimes again we'll go back into our class and say no. But I think the guys are already like campaigning already, because if you see a lot of politicians, a lot of aspirants, who wanted to be representative or senators or maybe president. They already start their underground work. A lot of them are working, even including the ANC political leader who is head of the CPP. The few time, he was doing his own district tour, and hopefully on tomorrow he will be also here in district number 4 to visit the people of district number 4. So, and apart from that, the media or the PUL of Liberia will be going to election. They want to go in fact, on that election on today, but due to the president declaring yesterday a holiday for census, that placed them to say no, but then we got to extend the time for the PUL election. So the PUL election will be next Saturday by the grace of the Almighty God, and the activities ongoing already campaigning between the two candidates who want to be president of the president of Liberia. So
And
far, these are
who are those candidates though? Let's hear from you. Who are those candidates?
yes, we have I think the current vice president, or the guy who, and that of the president by then, Charles Coffey. He's also contesting, and we have one Julius Kunuma, right? Yeah, one Julius Kunuma also contesting. So there are a lot of there are political campaign on the social media about how they're going about campaigning to win the hearts of those voters, especially we the journalists, or the media practitioners also, that are part of the president of Liberia. So far so
Yep,
good.
yep.
This
Yeah, but let's talk about you just a little bit before moving any further, because I
mm,
saw some kind of post with flyer with you, my man. What's going on with you? Yeah,
what kind of
my man. I saw some kind of post with flyer with you. What did they want to do with you? What thing going on? Let's talk about you small.
oh you're right. You are
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. You forgot about yourself, brother.
No. Sometimes you gotta work for the people, and in so doing, you gotta put your own. So, you are Moses. So I like the attitude of Moses. If Moses were wanted to enjoy comfort, he would come outside, to work for the Israelis. But because in feed, I know I gotta work for the people. But at the end of the day, the same people in work for they were just on so and then when I need a Iberian Mose is good. So yes,
Oh, but
I've been
you
nominated.
know power too.
You see, but that's the fun, Mose.
But
Yeah.
you know
So
power too. Oh,
man, anything you're doing, don't forget about God. Because
oh.
at the end of the day, oh, look at me. No, but look, I will not be pastor. I will
So
not
I bet
be,
we've been
yeah.
talking on the show here. You hello men are going to win no. Wow.
Steve, I beg you. So yeah. So Steve, I've been
Wow.
nominated. Uh, uh, I've been nominated through my hard work. Sometimes when you're working, you're not gonna sit back and do your work and forget about what's the thing that be happening, the criticism and so on. Forget about everything. So yes, the Pins very entertainment award. Even though I'm also in an entertainment business, so the Pins very entertainment award. The guy that told her why it's okay. I feel maybe I'm cool. I've been doing extremely well. So we got to place him also into the radio personality of the year in the world. So I will place there. And there are two nominations also from Liberia Youth Choice Award also nominating me as best radio personality of the year. And also Drip Nation, another uh award body also nominated me also on their platform. So I'm grateful. Thank to you guys also for the support and also for the opportunity. So
So
far so good. Yeah.
wait,
I'm grateful to you,
wait,
Mamina.
my man, wait back, wait. You see the problem there before we get into the
Okay.
show. The
Yeah.
problem there, people don't just look in the sky and just nominate people. You've been
Mhm.
nominated all over the place here. So what is going on? What is your secret? How can we help you to win this thing? What is going on?
Thank you. So the nominator, the nomination process are one.
Yeah.
That's the first category of the event for you to be nominated on. Now the voting process is through tip me, right? So for those of you that get tip me, especially on the PEA, that is the PNV Entertainment Award, just go straight to tip me and you go to the process there. It will tell you event. If you go to an event, you will slow down, or in fact you scroll down, come down, and you see something like radio personality of the year, and you see my name that already been placed on here, Johnson Mayborn Cooler. Especially for those of you that are on the radio, know the same thing. Just go to Johnson Mayborn Cooler and just cast your vote. Or it's $1 for 10 votes. So the amount of credit you have in your phone, that the amount of votes in fact, you can even vote as many times you want to. So far so good for the Pins Entertainment Award. And the Liberian Youth Choice is all about the internet. You go on the internet and you just cast your vote one time, only one time voting. So when you go to the same thing with the other platform, the Drip Nation, the
Mm-hmm.
same thing, just go straight and just click on it, only one time voting. But for the Pins Entertainment Award, you can vote as many times you want to.
So that mean I will yeah, I can vote
Mhm.
for you.
Yes, you can vote for me when you have that Tip Me app. Just go straight into the Tip Me app. But the library, all the thing we're doing
But,
right now, they
but
put paying off for it. And in fact, we don't even get anything from that.
Mama,
So
let's get
yeah,
everything correct. Let's get everything
yeah,
correct. Let's get everything correct.
mm, mm.
Today, I'm not speaking no what they call something. I'm speaking typical Liberian. Let's get everything correct.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you
Let me get
saying
simple for people.
you saying
Mm.
yeah, you saying I'm able to vote for you. I just need to download the Tip Me app.
Yes, so you go to Google Play Store and you will see the Tip Me app, and you download it
Mhm.
right away, and you go through the process that will tell you to go through, and right away you're gonna uh, put credit into your phone. Now you gotta
No,
put
I
credit
get
into
it.
it.
What problem on this side?
Thank you.
So, but you
So
saying
so
it,
when
that's why woman understand it. So I'm gonna drop my woman credit. When I drop
uh-huh.
my woman will be
Mhm.
able to just go through the situation very easily. Very
Yeah,
easily.
because this is for SKTV. Actually, you're right. So for the SKTV people, I think you're gonna do it now, so that someone else can take that award. So at least we can be proud and say yes, through the SKTV, through the hard work, and through we're able to get this award. So
So that
thank you
means
so much, my brother.
all my people who get data in the phone, yeah, on the side.
Yeah.
I can plug them for them to come through. That's what you say.
No, 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 no. You can do it right now. In fact, you can start voting right now.
Oh,
Yes. It's very simple, though, but just the credit business. So sometimes
so
our people
okay.
back home.
So what's
Mm.
about the pins they own and how we can do that one too? I want to make sure I
Yes,
get it off the way before we get into the
yes,
show.
that's the Painsville own. That's the Painsville own. The Painsville own is what you're going to use the Tip Me app. The Painsville own. Painsville big. So they just do it like that. So it's about the Tip Me app. When you download it, then you go down and you see events. When you see events, you see the Painsville Entertainment Award. What you're going to see there. So right
Okay.
away when you go there, you see So it's about the Painsville Entertainment Award. Now the other awards that I was talking about, or maybe the other group that I was just talking about, their own is very simple. Only on the internet, just get active internet, and you just click on my name right away. You finish voting. Only one
Okay.
time voting. But for the Painsville Entertainment Award, you can vote as many times you want to.
Okay. Well, um, since we know now, we're going to definitely get to it to do our part, and we're going to, make sure we make it happen. We'll make sure we make it happen. Anyways, but thank you, Melbourne. Thank you so much. Congratulations to you. Um, this is good
Thank
news.
you, brother.
This is
Thank
good.
you so much,
Um,
Chief.
we hope and pray that the process will be free and fair, so that the people's choice or the people's decision will be honored. So congratulations to you. Let's try to move up and get into the show here this afternoon. Um, let's get to the. I think if we should get into other news, anyway, let's jump into other news just a little bit here before we get into the show. You know, Melbourne, there have been a lot of things that's been happening. Uh, if you go on my Facebook page, a few days ago, I predicted that after the MCC scorecard came, that the government will be disgraced and will be shamed. When I did that, a couple of people who don't understand some things and who don't know what people know and who still sitting and not standing to see far off, they came on the post because that is their job to come and they say the battle in fighting battle. They kind of refuge with confidence. And then they take a snap of it or a snippet of it and send it to the slave masters. And they put dollar on the car and say, yeah, you're fighting for the revolution. You're fighting the cause. Yeah, that is OB. You'll be reactionary. Women are opposition. Yeah, Baku, you strong. Baku, you strong. But what you? That's what they've been doing. But today, the same thing was said that the same thing happening. And they think it's a joke. It is not a joke. Let me say to you, it is not a joke. I will say again, it is not a joke. It is not a joke when we come in and write. So that's the census issue, which we'll come to in conversation here very soon. But something else I want to talk about, something else that's brewing, that's happening. I also wrote on my page sometimes last week or this week that uh, Vice President Joseph Yuma Boakai and his group, couple of members from the United Party, they have agreed to carry Prince Moyi. I said that. I wrote that on my page. And I see some United Party partisans who happy wanting who thinks it will come out of power. They giving a say time. They king on the reading funny thing. I look at them for long. I just laugh. So because we probably will not news people on front page Africa brought it up, they start checking someone that came in by where you get the information from. I say I get it from Joseph Baga. Yeah, because your rest are Joseph Baga, I don't know what's going on. We all the way miles away, we know what's up. So these are some of the things that are happening, and we know what's up behind closed doors. We talk to people behind closed doors. We're able to tell you exactly what's going on and what's going to happen. And also, the noise between President George Weah and Nathaniel Magio will escalate. That one I other news. It gonna get dirty. It gonna get dirty because Nathaniel Magio crossing line. Nathaniel Magio crossing line is behaving. So the noise between them about to get dirty. I want you to watch and see. It is about to get dirty. Yeah, it is about to get dirty when the president get back. Nathaniel Magio crossing line getting very comfortable. And Nathaniel Magio is more likely to assuming his role and playing his role. The role that he resigned from, he playing more than that role. Now he playing a bigger ball role. So there are a lot of things unfolding in the country. And in other news, I will be bringing somebody, one of our friends and our brothers that's joining us here. Just before we go to the musical break, I will be bringing it on. But there are a lot of things going on. We're about to discuss this right here. We're about to discuss it. I don't want to talk about all of these things in other news, but I want to talk about the UP before we get to the census and all the other ones and see what's up. I want to talk about the UP, about what's unfolding. And I want to advise them openly the same way I advise you on Kanga Lawrence. Because the other noise are coming out small noise. There's a serious noise brewing in the UP. Very big. It will I don't know how to say it. It will blow the UP, it will wipe the UP to ground if they not handle it. But we'll talk about it. Let me bring I know what going on. I see you wearing Manchester City just at the flunk in the morning, man. I mean, you Manchester City man. What's up, my man? Long time. What's going on?
I'm just busy in the various counties, man. Bombing, Bapolo, Cape Mount. I'm just busy traveling around the towns and villages.
Are you campaigning? Are you campaigning or what?
No, I'm not campaigning per se. They're helping building hand pumps and building mosques in school for our poor brothers and sisters. And on that side, that's what I'm doing. Because most of the donors and that deal with, they are Muslim.
Okay, that's good. Congratulations. Thank you for the hard work, my man. What thing going on, my man? Any update? What thing going on with the politics and everything? Because I know for a fact that you are very, you know what's going on. Even though you've been very quiet, you've been focused on your humanitarian work. What's going on? Any update? What's going on with the census over there too?
Yeah, and a lot of Liberians got disappointed yesterday. And Thursday, it was the president that announced that Friday, and there will be the first day of the census. And a lot of Liberians and respected the other day. They did not turn up or go out. They kept themselves home yesterday. But to our ultimate surprise, the enumerators did not carry on their work because of misleading information and corruption and other side, low salary, so and a lot of complaints that it was not properly planned by legis and all the government.
So my quick question: are the people in Bapolu and in the rural side of the country also are facing similar challenges with the whole legis and the county and stuff like that? What do they say though?
But right, the government should train people in Morovia and send them in the interior to serve as a coordinator to carry out and they call it to do the paperwork and a coordinator from Morovia to go there. But they took people from here, training here. They did not train people in the various towns and context. And so it is hard. It's a very poor planning that the government carry on. For what I did see in 2023 election, I think there will be no election in Liberia. I foresee interim government in the future if we're not careful, because the government and they take things for granted, and you have some fools who always defend the government on wrongs. And we make this government, or one of those that make the government, and I stay and I have no regret. But at this time, sometimes I feel hurt. The way things are going on in Liberia, it is difficult to defend President George Weah that are elected, that are supported.
So up until now, the census, nothing's going on. We don't know how many people in the country now.
There is claims and counterclaims. So in this legend will say this, they will say the finance minister this. But to tell you how the government and the government is not mature, and if you listen to Samuel Tuer taking $1,000 $160,000 Liberian giving it to John Howard to say that because you get Facebook follower. Then the question is, what happened to the Ministry of Information? What happened to the ELBC? What happened to the government arm of information? because information administrate, they are there to disseminate information to the public. The EFBC2 is there. So it means that you guys, they are now matured and they behave like a irresponsible people in government. And the low planning and poor planning. So, and the government, it is that a lot of people are complaining and a lot of people are crying. And the government should be careful. If the government not be careful, and I foresee 2023 there will be no election. I'm not lying to you. There will be no election 2023.
Yeah, I mean, somebody might say, but Mark, why you saying there will be no election 2023 when if
you can see for yourself. But right, and the law to us, Constitution telling us every 10 years you conduct a census. Just a common sense that Ghana could not conduct. Tell me about the general election now, because election you have the representative, you have the the parliamentary election, you have the presidency election. Everything going to be included in that. But just this small little thing to go and carry on counting in the country, the government failed on that yesterday. So tell me about the election. When the election is coming there, how you going to be? Think about it. We have people who are not mature enough to people who are not good at planning. So look at that, brother. And you look at that. Look at this. It's the first day of the census. Look at it. They were not talking about election, because election you need what logistic to go to Kumbo. From your Kumbo is about 14-hour drive. You need to go to Berayala. You need to go to Maryland County. You need to go to Butu. You tell me, you see that logistic. Everything require money. That's why the U.S. came out and put sanction on certain group of people that are involved in corruption. But yes, we Liberian because of our own stupidity. We're trying to reward some of the people in Magay. Like Magay going to win. If the law allow him to contest, he's going to win, because the stupidity is staying in us in Liberia.
Magay going to win if the law allows him. Yes, you got any question for us? No more.
Yes, and I want to ask my Jabate as to what did you receive or you saw the letter on the press release on yesterday, the joint press release coming from the government and that of the international panel?
I did not see it, and on there you educate me because I just entered Morovia.
All right, so the joint press release yesterday talked about the census stay on course that the those who wanting to politicize the census activity should stop coming from the internet. Let me just read it. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just read this. Given this, the international community wishes to encourage all not to politicize or disrupt the ongoing 2022 national population enhancing census. Not just the lay land there from us press release on yesterday coming from the international panel side of the entire story on yesterday. So what do you make of that?
They are right, because they are taking Liberia to be granted. They are taking the whole country because for one fact, the international community, and they should not be the one to even speak or praise or condemn. But if you have weak opposition in the nation, what do you expect? You expect other people to come and speak on our behalf. That's the sad part of Mama Liberia. Because by right, if you have if you have strong opposition, all they don't send the international community talking to say we should not politicize. I swear to God, by this time, maybe President we have feet is on fire. I'm telling you, because you have weak opposition. You have weak opposition. The Baka, the Cummings, the Uso, they are all a bunch of weak people around here. They are all a bunch of weak people. They are not serious-minded people. They are not seeking the interests of Liberian people. How many guys are ever come out with statement to condemn these guys what they did yesterday? They kept our home yesterday. Then the international community is saying that we should not politicize. Nobody politicize. It was a big blunder on the part of the government. But international people don't trust them, because some of these guys, they can use government to get the riches from the government to protect themselves. So what happened in Charter Town when Obasanjo Jordan used to come around here, when Kenneth Banana used to come here, when you have Mohamed Ibn Chamba, and in front of me, Mohamed Ibn Chamba, and met the Damatic and the rebel leader. I know how much cash they gave in that day. So these guys is the best thing they're doing around here. But you level the opposition. We have soft and weak opposition. What do you expect, my brother? Liberia as a nation, do we have to depend on international community to speak for us? No, we are weak-minded people who are not good at talking. That's why the country is going to go backward. That's why the level of prostitution is high in Liberia today. That's why you see little girls at the age of 13, 14, they are deeply involved in prostitution today. Where are we heading in Liberia? Look at our country today. Sometimes when I say that cry, look at pregnant women today. Sometimes they use my car as an ambulance in Bapuru Kante. Where are we today in Liberia? Where are we heading? When people attend to a backward today in Liberia because of poverty, everybody attend to a backward today. Maybe we should hold ourselves responsible because we, the voter tools, we are naive. You saw what happened in Magibi County. Liberian people, they work at 10,000, he will be welcoming, and Natana Magay, sanction without sanction. So we too, we are responsible for our own problem in Liberia, brother. We get a long way to go.
Well, Mark, let me just before we get into the other sets of the conversation, let me push you a little bit on the issue because you made a very good point about the government not even being able to conduct just common census. And that's clear. It is their fault, whether we like it or not. They did not do what was right. They were not proactive enough. They didn't show any kind of leadership or whatever it is to address this issue. But here is my what do you think might be the cause for them to say there will be no election in 2023?
I'm giving my analysis as Liberian. I'm giving my analysis as a veteran journalist in Liberia. I gave my analysis and based on my interaction, the way I see things, my observation. If the government cannot conduct a census now, that means in 2023 is going to be difficult for us because they're going to complain that they don't have money. In fact, there is no money. Just imagine yesterday, another president from a bank going to another bank, begging them for $3 million so they can disburse cash. And that's happening on Tuesday. And where are we heading? And so I'm telling you serious thing. I not just want to be talking on Facebook like a man every day. Or bank president going to another bank president and say, look, we don't have cash now backing you, give me $3 million. But we will put little interest on it for you people. It happened in my present. So you see what is going on in Liberia? The whole system is polluted, brother. System is polluted. So 2023, I don't think there will be election in Liberia 2023. Unless the international come in.
What do you think about the voters momentum though? Do you think the Liberian people will ready to vote 2023 with everything that's going on? Because it's very discouraging.
They will vote. People are mad. They are silent voters. People are silent. Because of the civil war, that's why you see some people that don't want to carry on protest. They had that weak man. They say, look, we're going to talk around here. But 2023 election is going to be tough. But hey, don't depend on Liberian people too. Because the stupidity is too much in this country. Because the movement the government come out with $13 billion Liberian dollars and waste it on the street, they see people work on the president, they'll say, let's get a second chance again. That's the mentality of Liberia. Any nation that if foundation is not built properly, nothing can be done in our country properly.
So you talk about very quickly. You talk about the issue of prostitution in the country is increasing. Is this prostitution issue among the young people or just
no? Why young people? If I'm 50 years old man going over 13, 14 years old girls around here, because they feel that that's the only way they can survive. That's the only passport they have. People, look, if you go people at the age of 13, 14, they're getting pregnant. Where are we heading around here, man? When I sit down, the lecturer are drinking alcohol these days. It never is so happy during our days. We never went to club during our days. A country without a culture is like a tree without a root. That's how my library is looking today. Where are we today? Everybody on social media today. But what happened today? A lot of young guys are running motorbike today. How the future going to be 10 years from now? Can you depend on running motorbike? You're going to be liability on the society. That's why we continue to tell the government build more vocational institutions that will make me born to be a plumber or engineer to be an electrician tomorrow. But everybody running motorbike today. If you get one motorbike, you get 5 girlfriends. They are bonny. They themselves, they are on a restriction. Then who's going to train their own children there? So you're going to have loose population maybe the next 15, 20 years from now.
I mean, people might be joking with it, but you're raising very important points that must be taken into consideration.
I want to shed tear. I'm speaking from my heart. There is not politics. I'm speaking as Liberian. I'm speaking, I want to shed tear because I travel around. I see these things that never happened in my Liberia before. When I see the little kids, they will say, Uncle, what you get for us? Sometimes I sit down and shed tear. Brother, where are we heading? When you find little girls at the age of 12, 13, 14, they're doing prostitution around here. I can't allow my daughter to do things like that. So sometimes I said to you, brother, I love this country to see little girls involved in prostitution. Where are we heading in Malabiro?
So I like that. Where are we heading, Mama Liberia? So my Jabate, then that bring me back to if you look at the gender ministry is headed by a female. Even our justice system right now, 100% or our judicial system is headed by female. So how do you see the judicial system or the law of Liberia? How do you see it?
Everything is polluted, and that's what I continue to tell you. Where are we heading in Malabiro? When you have a government, when you have a system that has been breakdown, nothing in place. The court is the most corrupt institution in Liberia. The court is the most corrupt institution in Liberia. You find the judges, they will lie to people, they will step on people's cases around here. They will go when you carry a case to the court, they will drag, they will make you the war for so many years. At the end of the day, that's why you see a lot of people are dying today from frustration. Someone will go infringe on your right. When you take lawyer, they will go and connive. So where are we heading? The whole justice system is polluted in Malabiro. That's what I'm talking about, Liberian. That's what I'm speaking from my heart. Yes.
All right. So quickly, so when we talk about entire judicial system is messed up, and the former minister of the Republic of Liberia was summoned quite recently by the same judicial system. I want you to give us your own clear analysis on that. What do you make of that? Because other people are saying that why is it that the Chief Justice will only call the former minister to only talk about maybe the asset on not being paid. So because of that, maybe she summoned the former minister. Then why about the entire country where there are a lot of bad labor policies here and there, and she not really talking about that, but only calling the former minister because they are not being paid. What do you make of that?
Then we call that one and charade. That's just a morale to come out to tell the brown people with somebody joining the finance minister because they want to seek their personal interest. If they cannot pay the judges around here, then what about the ordinary people? What about the teachers? What about the teachers? What about the teachers that are in the rural towns and villages? It's the judges. It's Supreme Court. They can summon the finance minister because of salary. Then you ask yourself, what happened to the teachers? What happened to the nurses that work at the redemption hospital around here, government hospital? What happened to them? It should be very smart and be calculated sometimes. That we are in total mess. We are in total mess. Even the so-called gender ministry around here, what are they doing to protect the interests of the young girls? Where are we heading in Malabiro?
So now, so quickly now before I tell you of you, how can this system be fixed? How can this system be fixed? Because the entire system is polluted. And now we are only saying, oh, the president. But when the president is removed and another person comes, the system still remains the same. So how can this system be fixed?
That's why we're talking, and I don't know, because we got a long way to go. The people that the first branch of government, that's the government, the first branch of government, that have the power to even impeach the president. They have the power. If the judiciary, if the first branch of government is polluted, you should expect the executive to be polluted. If the first branch of government is polluted, you should expect the judiciary branch to be polluted. Because who make the law? These are the lawmakers. The parliament make the law, right? They make the law. They will interpret the law. The law is being interpreted by those that own the Supreme Court, by the judiciary branch. They interpret. Who enforce the law? It's the executive that enforce the law. So tell me, if our lawmaker are not sincere to Mama Liberia would never be better on the judgment day.
Wow.
That's what we're talking about. These guys are corrupt. These guys have polluted the whole system in the parliament. And that's why you see the Fulani today, they are taking over our economy today. That's why you see the Lebanese today, they are carrying on bad labor practice today. That's why today, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, no man can tell the Fulani to say, look, they are aliens, let them go back to the country. They are controlling our economy. They import rest. We fight the Fulani today, we don't eat. We fight them, go to the southeastern, the Fulani are all over there. Go to with the Western Belt, they are all over there. They are very important. Yes, that's the true Liberia today, they are building Guinea today. True Liberia today, they are building some part of Nigeria today. The autobahn business that are going around here, so Nigerian. You go to Waterside, so Fulani. You go to Railway, so Fulani. You go to Southeastern, so Fulani. Why we continue to be busy? Why we continue to preach politics? They are enriching themselves. Look at the Beer Mountain. Do you know the Beer Mountain? The trucks are there. Beer Mountain. They're using our brothers and sisters by labor practice. You know what is going on? And let's continue to talk. Talking will never solve the problem. Let's continue to talk until we reach our old age. Let's continue to talk. One day, death will come and take us. Then that will be the end of you and myself.
It just sounded so.
Mark,
so
Mark,
sad.
I mean, you're making some very interesting points here that even takes me now to the question that whoever takes over the country after the CDC-led government has some serious work to do. What do you say? Because it seems like everything is falling apart, everything is breaking apart. So what do you say about somebody who is ready to take over the country? Because let's be very honest, President Johnson, even if he was given another 6 years, which will not be done anyways, it's not able to fix this complex problem we have. This is a serious problem we have on hand. What do you say about the next person that wants to take over the country? What do you say to them?
Then the next person is going to find it difficult. That's what I told you. When the system is polluted, the next person that will come, look, they're going to find it difficult. They're not going to take 2 years, 3 years. It's still going to be the same complaint. If the UN can come and treat our judges, if the UN can come and treat our police, it will never change. And they will go back to our old behavior. That means we get serious problem in this country, brother. Serious problem in this country. They all make him and treat our judges, treat our journalists, treat our police from workshop to workshop. They treat our police around here. But still corruption is still going on. Treat our judges, still corruption is going on. You sat down here when they put impeach Justice Janet. You sat down here when they turn the constitution around. You saw that one around here. There are a lot of things that are going on. A lot of things that are going on. That's why the aliens and the foreigners, they come into our country and reach themselves. Just recently to conclude, I went to Grand Cape County. I saw children at the age of 12, 6, 8, 9, 10, they are not circumcised. I have to make an appeal. Even you yourself, I make an appeal to you that we should circumcise the case. I was able to circumcise 50 children last week. Yes, Tufe Musa. Yes, the bigger Madingo organization in the diaspora. They send the money, $1,100. I was able to circumcise 50 children. Why do you think or individual will go in your town and circumcise people's children? Does that make sense? It means that you have poverty. It means that there is no medical facility there. Oh yes, that's our tradition. We should be able to circumcise our children. Oh yeah, when you're born, you get your child, you circumcise your child. But if you cannot circumcise your own child, somebody coming out to advocate for you, that means we are in or urgent poverty. That means there's no medical facility.
Wow. I mean, I agree with you, Mark. This is a serious systematic problem. That's why some of us, our quest for change is not just for us to bring the same people back or just keep recycling. We want genuine change.
Okay, and thank you so much for inviting me on your show. And when I talked about the girls, and I was crying, and my tear came down because the love I have for my Liberia. I saw a little girl, I saw a lady, and she told me, she said, Mike Javate, can you carry my daughter to live for you? I said, but I don't know you. They said, I beg you, just carry my daughter. That's why the lady told me. Then I brought the girl. I gave the girl to one of my friends. Today the girl is going to school. Then another person saw me. He said, carry my son before you be a drug addict. I brought a little boy today. I got 6 children that live with me from Bafulu, Cape Mon. They all live with me. I put them in school. I'm doing it because I love my Liberia. I'm doing it because I become the bridge towards the society. And I said to you, Brother Moses, those that continue to insult me, let them continue to insult. Politics is the game. Politics. There are few people in this country here. If you don't get rid of them, Liberia will never be better. You must get rid of them. Certain group of people, you must get rid of them. Certain mafia, get rid of them. And I will never call their names. Maybe I will show you the name. These guys, they are very dangerous in Liberian politics. Don't overlook them. Very, very dangerous people. Yes, they have millions of dollars. Anywhere they stand, they fool our people. Because the electricity rate is high in this country. So look, you guys are in the diaspora feeling for you guys. You guys are suffering. Because every day you receive call from relative. You send money. Those that are in the diaspora, I salute you people. May Allah continue to bless you people. And I love you all for your hard work, for helping our people. And I hope one day you will take me, invite me on your show for 1 hour. I will speak some secret, what is going on. My brother, I know a lot of things. But I don't want to talk. It's better to keep silent sometimes. And I said to you, thank you so much. Thank you. May Allah promote you people. And
So So quickly before you go, tell quickly, please, about the drugs law that just passed. I don't know what you make of that.
But we're gonna lock a hole in Liberia. We're gonna lock a hole in Liberia. Just the need the part just. We're gonna lock. No, I mean, when you're talking, you don't know your own country. We're gonna law. Just being trust here, just that you get police director $1 million, just that will free you. Go to the parliament. They say parliament or something go. But man, leave that talk, man. See you guys, man. The country is
Thank
over
you.
the curve,
Thank
man.
you, Mark.
Thank
I will get back.
yeah.
I will
If
get
the
back
war
with you.
cannot change or we cannot be changed. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, I will get back with you, Mark. Thank you.
And
Well,
yeah.
Milborn, I mean,
So when you can still recall about my statement at time that voting in Liberia sometimes is just a waste. I think you can see that, right? Because
well,
the system just mess up.
I was talking to somebody this morning, and we'll go to the musical break here and take maybe 1 or 2 minutes for the musical break because that's important. But I was talking to somebody I spoke to 2 people this morning. As a matter of fact, I spoke to one woman and one man. And the woman said something to me that triggered a lot of things in me. She said she was one of the people that just support people. At some point, she got very frustrated, don't care about Liberian politics, and somebody had to call her and tell her, say, the reason Liberia is what it is because y'all who got good heart, y'all who want to do right by the country, y'all who want for the poor people to not be suffering, especially most of you in the diaspora. Y'all just sit down, y'all don't make the effort to continue pushing and fighting. Y'all reach certain place, y'all give up. So guess what? These bad people, they are there. They will infuse themselves, do what they're supposed to do, and continue to destroy the country and continue to frustrate your effort. So she said, when the person said that to her, she told me, she said, Steve, I'm going to get fully involved with the Liberian politics. I'm going to be 100% involved. But this morning I spoke to somebody, I'm not going to call the party they're from, but the person told me straight up. The person said, let me just be honest with you. This job, we're not able to do it. This job is not able to be done. But we want y'all who holding this government feet to the fire, you don't give up. He said, you don't give up. Because the one who prays and worshiping, we already know they are in our camp. He said, but we're not able to do the job. That the pressure from y'all, that the continuous holding our feet to the fire will either make us to walk away from the job or we'll do the right thing. But if y'all give up and y'all throw it in the tire, y'all forget it. We'll be emboldened and we'll continue this nonsense. And the person told me,
the media can bow down. That one it can work. So I don't care how they feel, I don't care what they do. The media will continue to talk.
Yeah, but even the media, there are some of the media that are the people that run media institution, they are sold out.
And they're struggling. Let me tell you, Steve, thank you for even talking about that. Let me be frank, my brother. Sometimes when we are talking behind the scene, they know the facts, they know the reality, my brother. Oh, let me be frank, my brother. When the rain fall, it don't fall on only the bad person. It fall on the good and the bad person. So that's how it works. So even if you're in the media and you feel that maybe oil is well because you feel that maybe you can get 1 or 2 cents, maybe then you want to say that thing is well. No. Masterado or the capital city here is not Liberia. If you go out of Liberia, my brother, if you see the life of our people, you will shed. Even right here in the capital city, people are still living in zero. People are still living in zeros. And you think that is normal?
My man, I say 2019. 2019. I was driving a little hill when you come down right from BWI there. When you come
Thank
from
you.
you can climb that little hill,
Yes.
rest at BWI before you get into to Canada itself, into the city
Yes.
to start driving the middle.
Mm.
My man, can you imagine in 2019? I am seeing things that I saw in Liberia before the war. I'm seeing things that I saw in books, pictures that I saw. I saw a pregnant woman carrying on a child on her back. She stayed pregnant, holding the other little boy hand. Then she get a wound on her head. I don't know how she did it for it to set and then be settled. And on some real note, I saw the horseman in front of her, way in front, with one malnourished dog, pound one in your hand, and a cutlass. Round about 5 in the afternoon, going to 6 before sun set. I was driving, And literally, I had to stop and wonder
What
in
kind
the
of life
snap,
is that?
in
What
the
would you
city,
make?
people are suffering like that.
What would you make somebody's life terrible? No, my brother, their life that people are living here that they don't even know what they call peace. They don't even know what they call happiness because they don't even go out. You stress yourself. You worry too much about children, school fees. You worry about this. You worry about that. You worry every day of your life. So if people come on and say thing is well, maybe I don't know, maybe from which perspective that they're speaking of, but to admit on a very serious note, my brother, Liberians and the government will do better.
My
What
man,
Majabata just said, yeah, what Majabata just said, my brother, these are facts. 100% facts. The
my
town
man,
system here in Liberia is messed up.
my man, Milborn. Let me tell you this. Just before we go to the musical break here, you know, in America here on Tuesday, there was a midterm election for the Senate and the House of Representatives.
Mm-hmm.
I normally do a podcast where I send most Tuesday or every Tuesdays to bring our people up to speed or provide some information. And we talk about the American elections. We talk about the impact globally. You know what I noticed from the American elections?
Mm-hmm.
And that thing is going to trickle down to Liberia. I realized in the American election or from the American elections,
Mm-hmm.
I realized that the issue of popularity is going away.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you an example. Almost all of the candidates that Donald Trump endorsed,
Mm-hmm.
they flogged all of them. I realized that,
Wow.
yes, I realized the issue of lies
Mm-hmm.
and being a crook and deceiving people is going away in democracy. It's
Mm-hmm.
wiping away very fast. And these things, they go a long way, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine Trump is no longer president. But if you, God forbid, you, Melbourne, decided to support Trump and you came in public and you lie on behalf of Trump and you say all kind of funny things on behalf of Trump, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded
No.
me of the fact that even when that person that you've been lying for, been saying all kind of things for leaves power, you
Mm-hmm.
will pay for that lie you've been doing or the things that you've been doing. Even your children will pay for it.
We pay.
And that's why we are saying to those who are sycophants, stop this. You got a future, your life matter, your children's life matter. Because today or tomorrow, I give you a typical example. Benena Ure. Why you think Benena Ure today in Liberia? Soon
Mm-hmm.
as you call the name Benena Ure, part of the reason your daughter couldn't even win, Taylor couldn't even win, is because that's his
Mm-hmm.
daughter.
Thank you.
The attachment to Charles Taylor, it goes a long way, my brother. So the issue of sycophancy, and that's saying the truth, in a time of dire needs, it's like you're punishing yourself for the future. So all of the candidates, almost all of them are Donald Trump supported or lifted their hand in America. They flogged them
Mm-hmm.
flat. Even the popular people, for example, the guy from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, they call him Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Oz. Dr. Oz had a show. He
Mm-hmm.
ran for Senate. He's a medical doctor. Very good, popular, my man. Everybody know him. The issue
Mm.
of popularity is no longer holding
No.
in democracy.
People looking at what you can do.
My man, people looking at substance. People
Thank you.
want the
What you can do.
deliverables. People, so all that thing then when I hear people saying, oh, we get a number and we got a majority black and we are popular and we tie it into the Unity Party, I just laugh because the midterm elections here, you know the Republican thought that they would have taken. Look, another thing again also point out to me is all of these polls, that affecting another too.
Mm-hmm.
You can win all
No.
the polls and still get flogged.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Yes.
especially when polls are manipulated and they are
Mm-hmm.
not, if they are not done the proper way.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you can win all the polls. So when I hear people say, Do you know how many polls were predicting that Republicans were going to sweep the whole election? Were going to be a Republican wave? Do you know that? We call it on this side, they call it the red wave. It would have been the red wave. JRCD can say the blue wave or whatever it is. The blue revolution. But we come to them today, say they go collect dollars, and we even know what is going on. To tell you all those things. So, my brother, these are things what we keep saying to people like Keith Hassan, Prince Sharif, and all the funny men who put us their knee on laugh to laugh for their age group, people that who they are with the same age, they aid and abet their behavior. It's sad because today or tomorrow, who wants to look at Keith Hassan or Prince Sharif to bring to see what thing? Nobody.
No.
You will be alienated, isolated, whether you like it or not.
Yes.
So we say so many things. We're not saying it because we hate them. We're saying it for their own good, for the future, because we are seeing in front there. Life continues. And today or tomorrow, even their children, they will say, oh, when Joey was here and was stealing from the country and breaking the country, and now you was supporting him, and now you was saying that.
But people are being judged by that. Even quite recently, when the ANC political leader, or in fact when ANC brought out their new team to work with them, what happened with Daniel Che, right? Daniel Che and all the team, all the people they were heavily criticized.
Yes.
So if you do thing for the betterment, do thing for your people, do thing for the look, my brother. The first thing is that we don't have integrity. Liberia, we don't even respect what they call integrity. Nobody care about their name. No one care about, in fact, how their name going to go out there. Even up to now, if even Nathaniel McGill, for me, to even be person want to be saying I run a campaign, I talking here and there, no. But because no one cares. And when no one cares, this thing happen. And the people will suffer it because why? The bad guys, the criminals, those guys that always feel that in fact they're the one that get the money because they will go out there and get somebody 200 US and say, oh, they probably been too good to me. It's bad. My brother, people are struggling.
Imagine the people, let me tell you something. The people did all the polls in America. All these political pundits, they went on the air. Oh, Republican will do the one. The other person will win the one. Oh, the data said the other person will do that one. My brother, they flogged them. Look, let me tell you something. I've never voted in an American election or in any election in my life, right? So I'm not part of the American politics, but I do follow them. I study them very keenly, and I watch what's going on. I mean, up to the point, I'm telling you, up to the point to tell you that the people are bent on doing what's right for the country. They got us this Governor Ron DeSantis. He's from Florida, the governor from Florida. This man made power with Donald Trump. I'm telling you. And look. From what I'm reading these few days in the papers and different articles and so forth, the Republicans are even debating for them to even nominate Donald Trump to go to 2024 election because of the result that they got.
Yes, exactly.
So he might not be the nominee. I'm telling you, because these are people that want to do. Citizens should be holding the president accountable. That is loyalty. Look, that is true love for the president.
See, they kind of embarrassment yesterday.
CDC, who will hold the president accountable and call him out. Hold the government leader, the ministers, and other people and call them out. You love Liberia, you will be respected, you are patriotic. Forget about that party mandate.
Which party?
In the Constitution. Whether that's CDC or the ANC or whatever it is. Those who are in political parties, they must get to that point where they will say, let's hold our leader accountable. If your leader does wrong, come to the public and say what that leader did is wrong. I agree that it is wrong. Something needs to change. Because you don't leave political party with your children. You leave our country with your children.
Exactly.
Some of us today, they're alienating us. We are in exile. We are still talking for Liberia and talking for the Liberian people. They're alienating us. We didn't bring ourselves to exile. We didn't bring war. But at the same behavior that they were carrying during Dothan, That the same behavior we see someone today. They are sycophants. They sell the future for little or nothing. So it's okay for you to call your president out. It is okay. There is nothing wrong with it. And not disrespect.
Like what you're just talking about Donald Trump not too long. Like I told a friend of mine, I said the thing that happened in America quite recently with Donald Trump when he was in power, or in fact during the election process and so on, where the people went to the White House, and claim all up on the people tower here and there, and even when in the White House.
My
If
man,
that was
January 6th,
thank you.
The event.
If that was Liberia by now, my brother, then they will let me a peace. Because African leaders and the people, Liberian, the way we behave, we love individual than the country. But America look at that and say, no, we'll not sit down here and allow for one person to come make our country to be like, mockery or something. No. So when I allow it, Donald Trump, you got to stop what you're doing. And in fact, if the election come and not go your way, you're going to leave from power. And that what happened.
My man, I'm telling you, Melbourne, I would be shocked if the Republican, based on the results that they got now, they will even nominate Donald Trump. I called Sekou that day when the election result going on. I called Sekou. Sekou made me laugh. He said, my man, he said, Steve, I don't know how the election will go. Because when they started giving the preliminary results, and based on all the polls, he said no. He said, but I think we gotta wait and see what will happen. But it would not be easy. He told me. And he said, well, I'm watching the result. We'll talk later after the result because I want to be able to digest these things, and understand exactly what's going on. But I'm saying this to say that we have to agree with you that it has to come a time. Listen, the changes that we want in Liberia, it will not come through any political party or any political leader. It will come through us, the Liberians, because we will demand it, and they will do it. You can't elect a person. I was telling my friend on the phone. I said, let me tell you something. I said, part of the reasons today, some of the political leaders, some of the political actors, we are friends and whatever it is, whether you are in the opposition or you are in the government, they will choose again never to talk to someone or to say hello to some of us. You know why? You know why? Because when they do wrong, you might not come and say, you might call them behind a closed door, you're talking, then they'll come and do the same thing again. That means you're supposed to be making shit and make excuse for you. You who? My last name, not your last name. My pa who born me, I can't defend him. I can't defend my man. That you as well can't defend you. Who? You who?
Even my brother, even if my last name is your last name, my brother. I don't sit down and allow you to be doing the wrong thing for the country that be backing you because you myself. Or for example, no, it won't work. You go up, you come down, it won't work. So like for example, what happened quite recently, a 44-year-old Liberian man has been allegedly flogged by a Lebanese man, my brother. He was marching. He man making $90 US. A security officer. Yeah. That they have been a quarter, my brother. Man making $90 US every month. So that they don't even pay until after 2-3 months. The Lebanese man was mixing, I don't know, he said the people were mixing the cement, so on to do plastering somewhere. So, the security officer that I stand there, I don't know, maybe he tried to jump or I don't know what you wanted to do. And, he tried like maybe, someone is cement, he walk in or something happened. That Lebanese guy saw that guy. He came down and flogged the guy. Steve flogged the man for the 44-year-old man because the man worked for you. They flogged the man. Now when that story come out through our colleague Julius Jail, do his own fast funding to find out. So why is it that in fact he said he wanted to know what happened. So the guy told him that the man beat me because of the cement that makes. I don't know I pass a cement or I step in the cement. Why man beat me for? So Julius said, okay, no problem. Now they carry the man to the police station. The guy that was flogged. They carry the guy to the depot. When they carry the guy to the depot, Julius too went there. The police officer said, we don't know anybody else. We don't get nobody here. Only to find out when Julius was passing on the other side, he saw the guy. He said, but I thought you said the guy was not here. The police now, I know they want to connive with the Lebanese people, hear the story. Now the security firm that they got worked for, the security firm, now they got angry why the guy should report the case to the police. So you see that, Steve? You see what Liberians are going through?
Well, let me say this. I think Liberia is one of the only countries I've been. Maybe I see in other, maybe especially in Africa.
Modern slavery.
You can't go to Aricos. You can go to Aricos, and you see in Aricos the Lebanese man, that the owner of the store. He's the cashier. He's the boss. The Liberian man only there to put people in a bag, or the Ivorian man to put in the bag and give it out to people like they're slaves. So I agree with you. And let me say this. Let me say this on the show. These are part of the laws that Tiawan Gongo, and one of the aware of, fought for, that make he and Ellen to break away. Tiawan say Gongo. That part of the laws that should have been enacted, that should have been in place, that he was pushing for, that made him and Ellen to fall off Ellen Johnson's leave. For those of you who don't know, these are some of the stories. These are some of the happenings. But let me bring Gerard on really quick. Gerard Cummings here as we get into this. Gerard, are you there? Because I'm seeing a blank screen. Okay. When he comes back on there, you'll see. So these are the issues. This is the problem. Now I'm seeing seditions and some other people from the government saying, "Oh, and one for you to talk to the Liberian people so they can come out and to come and do the registration. And this is a national issue or whatever it is." I agree, it's a national issue, and I would encourage the Liberian people to come out, to come and be part of the exercise. I will. But before I do that, I will also point out, because me, I like to tussle and balance the conversation. I will also point out that the government was deceptive, they are corrupt, they are inept, and they're a bunch of criminals, starting from the president. They're not serious people. The president, in his communication, disrespected the Constitution. Now he's supposed to be telling leeches or anybody to do that. Then he wrote. So yes, the Liberian people need to come out, but the president is not serious. The president has demonstrated no leadership. Starting from Mike Gilden still passing around, talking about the dedicating projects or whatever it is. Mike shouldn't be doing that, especially on behalf of government. Mike should not be doing that. The president has done nothing in the McGill's effect up until today. That's aiding and abetting criminality. Give the man his time in court. Take the man to court. Give the man his time there. You see, when we say these things, they say, "Oh, you're not respecting the president, you're disrespecting the president." No, we're not disrespecting the president. We're saying the truth. Because some of us, we are patriotic enough to say the truth, even if you are president. So what they are doing is wrong. What the CDC-led government did to the Liberian people, did to all of us as Liberians, brought our shame and our disgrace. They brought it on themselves. They did not brought it on Liberia. That's why I said in my post. I said it before they could do this. I said they bring it on themselves. It's not on Liberia. And I stand by what I wrote. This is what we're faced with. But I want to beg the Liberian people, because this issue of census is for the country. It's constitutional. It must be done every 10 years. Yes, LNN did not want to do it at a certain point. Yes, it wasn't done for a certain amount of time. We know all of that. But let's do it now. Let's do it now. You'll come out. Let them count you. It doesn't mean that when they count you, you must vote for President George Weah. That's not what I'm saying. By all indication, President George Weah don't need to be voted for. He is incompetent. He's inept. He is corrupt, because he's aiding and abetting all of this corruption going on. He is unserious and he is irresponsible. That is true. But we can't allow the country to die down because of his behavior. We can't do that. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. So we need to step out as patriotic people that love our country. Get the census done. The president was in error. As always, he has been in error since he took over. Anything that comes to do with seriousness, when he goes to UN General Assembly and other people, when you see the white people, he lies to them. How they're fighting for the rule of law, the common rule of law that he's supposed to uphold and get even upholding. Bring McGill to court. McGill's allegedly stole from the Liberian people, so they sanction him. If you believe what was written by the U.S. Department of Treasury, then why accept McGill's resignation? Why suspend McGill? If President John Weah does not believe what was said or what was written, why? And you promised the world, you promised the Liberian people that you were going to constitute an investigation. Where is it today? Oh yeah, we're in November. From August 15. You think the Liberian people are stupid people because they gave you power? You think they're stupid people because they gave you power? We are not stupid people. We are not stupid people. You have dishonored us. You have dishonored this constitution. But I'm begging the Liberian people. I'm begging the Liberian people. I want to use this medium. I want to also use, I will use my Facebook page to encourage the Liberian people to partake in the census process. The government dropped the ball. They are not responsible enough to come and say they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball because of criminality. They dropped the ball because they are greedy, they are rogues, and they are very unserious and bunch of irresponsible people that unfortunately we trusted with power. That's it. Nothing much, nothing more. That's who they are. They're not serious. Go and register. Be part of latest registration. Then vote against them because you elected them. Vote against them. Prove to them that you love your country more than them. Go and register. It's part of the process, the voting process, the election process. Let's do the first step. Let's do the latest stuff. Go register. When you finish registering, then you punish them at the ballot box for being criminals and being irresponsible. Do that.
Let the job be counted. Yes, because the counting process, they continue. I think it started on yesterday and will continue up to the 22nd. And after that, next month, election commission though.
I thought they said they extended. I thought they said they extended. No, I thought they said they extended it
to January 15.
January 15.
Okay.
Because the legislature passed a new bill.
Thank you. That's
a new bill extended to January 15. I read it.
Resolution. Yes, that's a resolution.
A new resolution, and they're also giving them 200,000.
Okay.
Look at the shame and the disgrace.
So they know all these things. They people do the get problem, man.
They can't even pay the people to do their work. And you get that other one with discolored face passing around talking a bunch of foolishness with confidence. I don't even listen to him because he's not a educated person to say, oh, that person too educated. The foolishness he can be talking only makes sense to him in his head. It can only make sense to him in his head. The same people that say they want bogo, they want bogo people. But when that time comes for you to ask them about what really going on with the economy or whatever it is, then they start speaking bogo to our people. Think about it. The hypocrites, bunch of hypocrites. So hypocrites. So yeah, let's pivot just a little bit, but it's constitutional, and the president shouldn't have. Let's read the Constitution here to you to make sure that we are in Article 39. It's clear in Article 39, and I'll read it here. Article 39 of the 1986 Constitution. This is where it states: the legislature shall cause a census of the republic to be undertaken every 10 years. And the legislature is supposed to cause it, and the president passing proclamation and talking foolishness out of the country. Because that foolishness the president said. Anytime the president talk foolishness, I will say he talk foolishness. When he talk something that made sense, I will say he talk something that made sense. He shouldn't have written a proclamation for other country. If you knew that this census bill would really see what Jews will stay in the country and talk about it. In fact, be the first person to be on the list. So what the president did was complete foolishness. It was wrong. Gerald, are you there? Try to get the right comments on here with us. Gerard, are you there? All right, let's. So yes, so these guys come in public with drafts, talk nonsense with confidence, and they want people to fall in line. Like everybody in my foreign line believe what they're saying. The thing what they're saying don't even make sense. They contradict themselves every day. Every step of the way they contradict themselves. They say one thing here today, you go check it. The thing what they're saying don't even make sense. They don't even add up. But they want for all of us to agree to what they're saying. No, nobody's stupid here. When I agree to what you guys are saying. You guys are the fools. The Liberian people are not foolish. You guys are the criminals and the crooks. The Liberian people are not. So we encourage our people to go to the census. But after that is done, after the counting process, the census is done, everything, then we encourage them to come and punish you for stealing and for being corrupt and for being irresponsible because you were trusted to make sure that you do the right thing for our people. That's what we will do, and that's what we need to do, and that's what we'll continue to do. But I want to flip a little bit here before we open the lines, because we'll open the line a little early today. I want to flip a little bit here, Melbourne, to the Unity Party.
Mm-hmm.
Let me flip forward to the Liberty Party. So the Liberty Party, I wrote on my page, the Liberty Party is working on settling their stuff behind closed door, which have been our call, some of us, that they should stop making all the funny noise, especially Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence. Pay the due. They'll go talk that thing behind the hall. You're settle it the right way and the proper way for your count in public. Because whether she goes to the Supreme Court, she goes heaven, she goes hell, she come back, they will not change. And I stand by that. Again, even though me and Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence, we have a good relationship. I think she's a good person in nature, out of politics. But I also think when she does what is wrong, I will say she has done what is wrong, because I'm not afraid to say that. And that's how we should be. And that's what we should do when we care about people and we love them. I'm not going to be on the hall to discuss that one. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not in that. Let go call political secret and then discuss it there. No. No. So yes, so they're working out the details. We are following up very closely with some of the things that's happening behind closed doors. We are informed that they are getting to the point wherein everything will be sealed up, ready to go. Well, one of the confusions they've had from what we are hearing behind closed door is bringing Senator Darius Dillon back on board. That was one of the demands. Listen, all the demand, that was one of the requests. Listen, I said it on the show the other time. When the president go in the bathroom, we know how many people in the toilet. Petty people, when I understand what's up, we know what's up. We all have conversations, we know. We are privy to information and conversations. And that's why we switch this whole thing. We switch the whole thing to the Unity Party. Melbourne, there is a serious noise in the Unity Party.
Mm-hmm. Please check.
Go ahead.
Please check. There's sound coming from the side there.
Yeah, somebody making noise in the community.
Oh, okay, I see. Right. No problem. Yeah, when the men of God go to political party, it's just talking away.
My man, wait. Anyway, get all your talk for it. What do you think?
Yes,
But I mean, an important point.
Yes, thank you. And if I may say thank you for that, what the party stuff that you're bringing about. Actually, for now, we stay hearing some good news behind the scene and so on, and we hope that that's going to happen. As you already said, you're already talking some. Yeah, so the party, I don't know, but I think there's something that's really happening within the Unity Party is that, those guys that were defeated, during the convention quite recently, that were defeated, they are still bitter. So, and they have their part of clique, they have their part of people, they have their part of, SAR. So the reverend, the men are men of system. The man want to do something, he want to put some system, and we don't want to do things like, okay, I think we got to get the other side, that this, we got to do the other thing. And the poor say, no, Reverend, that's the politics. We got to talk the politics the way we're talking politics. So we don't want to put the other side because we're talking about some of those delegates, that I don't know that Nina Ben plays or that is supposed to be voting or something. So some of these things are happening and they are complaining back and forth with the chairman. So the chairman too, Ben, man of God, he looking at things, yeah, the way he's seeing things, like he really want to put in a way that he think it will work. But my brother, for me, what I can tell you right now, I say the party, if you don't be careful, the party may likely be like the way the party used to be like. Because the facts that are going to be within, if you're not careful, they're going to be, or in fact, going to be wilding until it come out. And when it come out, it will be too bad for them. So before you come back to put things under control, then election finish.
So I agree with you. Let me go into a little detail here. You probably let it on the surface. Because say you've been nominated, you're afraid before the opponent vote for you. But we are not nominated for nothing. We were nominated, we stay top. And I will look like someone who can talk. So, very interesting things are happening in the United Party. So, you recall that in July, yeah, listen, in July, I wrote a post. Some of all we let the people, Facebook, technology, anything, and they don't lie. That record. When you post something that is like a timestamp, it will be there. It will be there as long as that app or that site is there. It will be there. Can't move. The same way how I come and say why I come and say here today, it will be here.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote right after the election, the primary or the convention in Banga, I mean. I said Joseph Boaga betrayed Amin Moda and Mo Ali. On my page, Moses, it there. I'll take it down. I will not take it down. And I said Mo Ali and Amin Moda are vexed. And they will pay Joseph Boaga back for betraying them. And this is not Joseph Boaga first time betraying people. Joseph Boaga has a record of betraying people. I'm saying it. Nothing against Joseph Boaga, but these are facts. I'm not here for that political free thing. I'm discussing serious and important thing here. The other joker that you can see passing on Facebook, they don't even know somebody don't know what they're going on. They don't know. They have no clue. They are only the people that can take part in mandate again and small time the pass around and men fully know and be yelling who they will not here for that. We're discussing serious things that are happening. When I wrote that day, I saw some people coming on my post writing funny things about me. I deal with it on my post. Me, I can answer you. You come and here, I will answer you. You come and here, I'll leave it. But you come and here, I will answer you. I will answer you. Proportionally too. Fast forward, when I wrote that, some people argued. Some people even wanted to make it low like that. Not true. Everything was fine. The Unity Party after Joseph Boaga betraying the 2 men that sacrificed for him, that lie, especially Mo Ali or change religion. He say he's not Christian, he's not Muslim. As far as I'm concerned, he's atheist right now. Like he want to tell me say he's Buddhist now or something, he's not change religion. But as far as I know, he's not Christian, he's not Muslim because he lied. That time you have carry here, you remember?
Seriously, my brother, seriously. But my brother, on a very serious note, put a more in there to still be talking in liberal politics. Then sometimes we're not going nowhere, though, Steve.
So, long story short, my brother.
Yeah, don't make it short.
Long story short, I told them that the men would pay them back. I'm telling you today. Fast forward, they let that revolution. They call Mo Ali. Mo Ali said we support it. Do that one, we support it. Mo Ali is the biggest, one of the biggest problems in the Unity Party. He is a crook and he's a CDC pay agent. Mo Ali. That Mo Ali will carry LLC.
The message quality relating.
Forget about that. He can carry again. They call down the money. Somebody let it cut it down so they carry it again, but let's move fast forward. Let's move fast forward a little bit. The noise started in the Unity Party now, and Joseph Yuma Boaka, as always, he thinks he can play dirty, but the other thing he will catch up with him. Because Amin Moda is not happy. Oh, my brother. Joseph Yuma Boaka won't carry Prince Moi. Prince Moi. The one he won't carry. The men to begin reactionary in the party and said that will not happen. Let me get you a clue.
Yes.
Well, let me get you a clue here. Because the former chairman, Amin Moda, wrote, Amin Moda left on record. Look, let me tell you something. The men from I know about Loma, but the Bandi men, we can be quiet, but we can speak to issue. Let me tell you this. We don't shy away from issue. I mean Moda that Bandi man. I mean Moda that Bandi man. We from the same place. You think Amin Moda will go down easy? You really think so because you're quiet? You think that Amin Moda a fool?
No.
Amin Moda is not a fool. Don't play people. You don't play people. You can fool someone to put some of the time. You can fool all the time. That's what Amin Moda wrote. Listen to what Amin Moda wrote 2 days ago. You cannot, and you will not be VP to JNB. Your chickenery and complexity will not work. UP is not for sale. I don't have to put your name here. You know yourself. We are watching. The chairman emeritus making them understand that he understand what's up. But even in the United Party, when they go for a meeting, there's a serious opposition to Reverend Tappers, appointments, and other things. There's serious opposition when they go into the meeting. Me, I tell you, I stay holding on the party in Labrador. When they have meeting in a hole, when they come on there, I can hear what they have in the meeting. I can hear it. Because I still hold on now. Me, I still hold on all the party there. All the party I still hold on. Even the meeting that were held between Yombli and what he got named Musa Benete before they started talking. We still hold on. Musa Benete was James at the beginning, I don't know what's up. Forget that thing. Forget it. That one not important. But as we speak now, last week Saturday, I think you were here. I read a communication from Musu, for Gloria Musu Scott. They had yesterday on, I know what they call it, cloud reload cloud. I don't even want to call it. It is what it is. They're adding that they won't smooth the air, whatever it is. Nobody's stupid yet. Y'all need that thing. We know the yo-yo by dead. Then the yo-yo not going away. Let me tell you now. Because there is red line drawn. The lines are drawn. The lines are drawn between, like you said, Tape, Reverend Tape. So long Reverend Tape tell you say the Lord has spoken to him. Forget it. Go to the sky, you come out that decision to be met with state resistance. So I will speak now. And Joseph Boaka will not step up. Somebody, we are here reflect.
I think from Jeru. Yeah, okay.
So, as we are speaking now, there is a serious confusion in the Unity Party. Joseph Yuma Boaka, his nature is not, he's not a peacemaker. Don't let nobody tell you he's a peacemaker. That's what they be passing around in your peacemaker in wisdom. That's that. He is not a peacemaker. He's an aider and a better of confusion. As evidenced by that, he did the same thing with Ellen. As evidenced by that, he did the same thing in CPP. As evidenced by that, he did the same thing in United Party when Ellen left. He went and pushed more Ali there.
Against Wilmer Smith.
Again, Wilmer Pay. After he used Wilmer Pay.
Wilmer Pay.
After he used Wilmer Pay to fight Ellen and her son. Nobody's stupid yet. Nobody's stupid yet. So when we're talking these things, we know we are talking. We know we are discussing. So that deep issue that we're discussing here. But I'm saying to you, this particular thing, I'm saying it here today. Joseph Yuma Boaka never made a decision in his life. I'm saying it openly here today. Joseph Yuma Boaka should not be Young or better than you. Let him go be the different person and see. Then Joseph Human Bagaman settle their case and either get rid of one group of the party. Because do you know how more than call themselves? Do you know the more than black they call themselves? They call themselves the majority black. And you hear the see before the CPP come to let's see. Let me bring the laboratory. Before the CPP could come to serious confusion and go their way. They see United Party people. They brought something about majority black.
Yes.
And you know where it came from?
No.
It came from the same Mo Ali there and Costa there. They planted that thought in the head of people that they wanted to do voting blacks or however you want to term it.
Black voting.
Black voting. Those criminal terminology that they brought around. And they thought everybody was stupid. And when they brought it, we in the media, everybody else who want better for Labrador said, no, that's not true. You're going into a competitive process. That's when they went back to the plan B of using Benin and UA to put a false allegation. Now you now start hearing that. You will hear that news. You will hear that news. The majority black. Stop it. Very stop it. That the majority black getting here happen right now. To the point that he forgot about the majority black, he had to go and start appointing to restructure the people in the contest. That kind of thing, no, he didn't do that. He violated the Constitution. And I read it last week. That who fight this day. Just leave that one. When Reverend Tabe come back from America, because he's in the States now, when he comes back, he had a town hall meeting yesterday in Minnesota. At a town hall meeting, he met with the leadership. Today he's at a town hall meeting in Minnesota. When Reverend Tabe comes back, I say it. If they don't quit that thing, I get it for now in December. The whole United Party will just go down there, you get Benin, you get Port Air, it will just go down fly. You don't get nothing again because the noise will be too much. It will be too nasty.
It'll be bad. It'll be bad. From what we see, from what we're sensing, it'll be bad for them.
We are blowing the alarm again. We leave it. Mr. Cummins, what's going on?
I'm okay, Steve. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. My man, you know, one of the very first time, a lot of diasporans or people in the diaspora really started paying attention was when you had, I don't know if that interview or when Benin you called you to a station, when the CPP was still coming together. And Benin you in that, and I said to be correct, Benin you in that conversation with you, that state that his position that he will not support Cummins, directly or indirectly, that's what he meant. He will not support Cummins, rather he will support Waka. Right there, when I listened to that recording, I wrote it down. And what I wrote down in my notebook was, this is the beginning of the destruction of CPP. The reason I'm saying this is because I know from my experience in my role and in my job, anything that's supposed to cause anybody to make confusion or to break up in any relationship is there within the first 72 hours. Either you're overlook it, or you're ignore it, or you're deciding not to address it. But it is always there within the first 72 hours. So once I heard Bernard, you were saying that, I said, no, this is a beautiful nonsense we're doing here. But what say you and what's going on?
Man, you took my mind. First of all, let me say good afternoon or good evening to the people in Liberia. Like you said, the name is Gerald Cummins and now Pastor Cummins, but it's not strange to radio. When you talk about that interview, Steve, I was just laughing. And I will point to two things. Let's go back to 2010, prior to my departure from Liberia. Peace be to his ashes. I met the late Councillor Charles Walker Brownskin. At that time, in my role as a upcoming preacher, there were some things I said to him with his religious advisor when they sent for him. I said, what I see is that God was not saying to me that he's going to make you president, though. He said, put your party in order, or else you see the mansion. He said, yes. I said, you will not go there. President Sirleaf will go back for her second term. And quite recently, I sent a message to his daughter, say, look, we need to talk ASAP. And I called somebody, I said, look, I saw this thing in 2010. And I told the late Councillor Brownskin, and I'm seeing a replica of what I saw then. And if time is not taken, the Liberty Party will be in this corridor of confusion until 2023 election, or we go to the inaugural program. You see the interview you make reference to? That interview with Mr. Ure, and I would say that, Steve, just like you in your line of profession, being as a pastor and a journalist, even though, I was one of the big fish around time, but I don't talk to people frequently, especially about issues. I was just sitting that day and it dropped in my spirit, man. I said, there's something in the CPP. And I walked here, I came in my studio and I sat down. I started reading a couple of articles, different stories, but it kept coming to me. There was something hidden about the CPP. So I said, I'm going to do Mr. Ure, I'm going to do Mr. Cummings, I'm going to do Ambassador Boaka tonight. Something will happen tonight. Bless soul for me, Mr. Ure call. And I noticed the next day, the front page Africa carried a story, carried a portion, an entire portion of the interview. I saw it, then Mr. Ure called me and said, I want a copy of the tape. So I said, well, it's available on my Facebook page, it's not hidden. He said, Gerard, just send me a copy. So I sent in a copy. One thing I was expecting from the ANC was this, that they were going to come to me and get a copy and listen, probably do some rebuttal. But I read the entire front page Africa, and people called me from Monrovia and said there are a couple of radio stations in the interview. Then I knew that the CPP, like you alluded to earlier on, was not going to hold. Let's look at what you talk about earlier on. I like people like you. You always say, my man, I'm not a journalist. No, there are people that work with Radio Deutsche Welle, BBC, Al Jazeera. They are professional people in different career or profession. But what a talk show host will do research. To do a lot of research. Because when you speak, the microphone, like one of my professors used to say, Professor Morva, he said the microphone has the propensity to sway the minds of the people to do the right thing or to do the wrong thing. And it can even height you or build you, that you who is sitting behind that microphone. You made a fine reference. Is it applicable to Liberia? The answer is yes. The situation of President Trump. I was telling people that America's next election for 2024 starts on Wednesday. Many people will not catch it. That the next election for the U.S. starts on Wednesday. The thing is going to begin next year. The process has started already. The process is on. That's why every time after an inaugural program in Liberia, I say to the incumbent or the opposition, the election for the next term, the process is on. It is either you start now or you wait for 2 years to the election, which of course your message will not resonate well with the electors. And that's what you see happening today in our country. The opposition waited for 4 years to properly market the message. There were so many things that constitute news. The issue of leges, the acting boss of the leges is a good friend of mine. I called him, he sent me a whole lot of documents. Man, we'll do an interview, we'll do an exclusive. I never saw the man. I said, look, this thing you joking with, it will sway you in the best direction or will hike the country tomorrow. Yeah, we are. We said the thing, we predated it, and it happened. So, Steve, it is incumbent upon the Liberian people now to do what they need to do to change the prevailing trajectory that we find ourselves in. Either we do it now or we wait for 2029. With 2029, where Steve or the guy in the radio station in Monrovia be a young man still? No, we'll all be older folks. But we said these things yesterday, and today here we are. So I like people like you who were not caught in because you are my friend. You will say as you see it, so that tomorrow history cannot judge you wrong. History will judge you and say, Steve, and I kind of forgot the brother name in the studio, said these things yesterday. Milburn said these things yesterday. And come what may, if the Liberian people do not vote on the issues now and vote based upon popularity, I see you heading in a wrong direction. I see you heading in a wrong direction. And the reason why probably some of them might likely step back a little bit is simple, Steve. There are people who find themselves in the opposition. There are people who operate around the incumbent. Whenever you say the truth, they take exception. They create a hard feelings. They stop talking to you because you're telling them the truth. They want you to say something that will make them feel happy or make the presidential candidate feel happy. The same way I will say something when President Weah is in the wrong, give me a chance to say the same thing to Alexander Cummings, or say the same thing to Benina, Mr. Ure, or to Ambassador Bwaka. But people don't want to hear those things. We only want to hear things that will make us feel happy while the masses suffer. So, like Thomas Jefferson always say, he said, I know of no safe depository of the ultimate power of the society but the people themselves. So the people need to wake up now and do the right thing. The people need to wake up now. Go, I kind of differ with you with the issue of asking the Liberian people to turn out for the latest registration. I differ with you. You know why? Information dissemination is vital. The guys work with their international partners. They give them money. Okay? They had the opportunity since 2018, March, to start putting budgetary allotment aside to create this framework where they will adequately inform the public why we're going to do the census. Why is it important? Spend some money, do some jingles, do some things in our local vernaculars, in our different vernaculars to adequately inform the people. Work with the pastors, work with the imams, work with the wheelbarrow boys, the shoe shine boys, the marketers, the pen boys to create awareness. But everybody sat down home waiting for people to turn up and nobody show up. And why would a Gerald Cummings encourage you to go out there to go register?
Jerry, we want to go to the phone here. Like we're just to hear from a few callers and we'll continue the program here now. But I wanted to ask you this question really quick. About I know you spoke about the Unity Party, the Liberty Party. What is your take on the CDC's re-election bid, especially given everything that's going on? The scorecard from the MCC, they just passed it, and then they screw it up big time with this shame and disgrace that it brought to the country from a global or world standpoint, because this is disgraceful. What do you say?
I think they offer a tough ride. They offer a tough ride. Seeing the CDC going back for the second time, as a matter of fact, when it comes to information dissemination, the government is weak. You saw what the former information minister Eugene Len Nambe did in that exclusive with Spoon. Look at the finance minister performance in terms of that interview. Look, they could do something I call damage control prior to the interview. Get themselves prepared, get their mind prepared. What do we say? The MCC scorecard. My brother, you're looking at the reality, man. It's like he who pays the piper plays the tune. And if our international partners will play that kind of tune with us, the reality are there. So I think they offer a long ride. I don't know if they're going to win this ride. It's up to the masses. Let's see whether the the narrative gonna change.
Okay. Well, Melbourne, I'm not sure if you can give us some calls there. Is that possible? Can we have some calls, please? Melbourne, is Melbourne with us?
Yes, I'm there. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
my
if
man.
you,
It's
yeah,
possible to get
let's
some
take a
calls.
few calls because our guest is really saying things that I think our listeners also really, really want to listen to him more and more. But so let's take a few calls on 0770 Sorry that our YouTube phone, yes, is somewhere home today. Our program and from Australia. So 0770 and you'll be live. Only a few calls we're taking because we're going to get back to our team. So again, 0770 You'll be live to FM and tell us what you make of all these things that we've been discussing. Maybe you want to be part of, maybe you have a question, maybe something you want to talk about. Hello? Yeah, my brother, how you doing? Quickly, what's your name and from where you join us? Okay, go ahead. Is it? The manager gave you instances. The manager gave you few instances about the CPP and other things. So which one that you want now? Okay, thank you. Hello. Yeah, my brother, what's your name and from where you join us? Okay, Mose, go ahead. What's the way forward as a Liberians? And then with Mr. Kumi in studio, so he will also tell us what's the way forward. Thank you so much to the caller. Hello. Yeah, what's the name and from where you join us? Okay, go ahead. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, there's another comment next here by God grace. Okay, that's great. So, Jeffrey McCoss, Mr. Cummins, can you please mute? Hello. What's your name and from where you join us? Okay, go ahead. You got to talk louder. We're not getting. I mean, the contract got to face the contract together. Oh. You make cool. You make cool. Mama, you are Libyan. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Okay. Mm. Are you a civil servant? Are you taking pay now, or because the Bakubana you have with the foreign minister here? Oh. Mm. Okay. So where's the way power? All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So to today call quickly, we gotta go. No time. Hello.
Yeah, hello, this is Brown Starting from Capitol Hill.
Okay, Chief, go ahead.
Yeah, I had a question for
Steve.
Steve and Dr. Cummings.
Okay.
The delay in the nomination or appointment of VP to the running mate to either What negative or positive power play it will be when those people are nominated in a list days as we go towards 2023. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Brantate. So I think we're going to close on that because Steve. Oh yeah, no time.
Yeah, yeah. While we're on the radio here, Gerard, you wanna go first in answering some of the questions or some of those statements I will made, and I will speak.
I think one of the callers threw the ball at you first about betrayal, and then
Yeah.
I'll respond to that last one.
Okay. So let me speak to that caller about betrayal. Maybe the caller was not listening. Well, I said there are different evidences. First of all, Joseph Yumabwaga worked with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, but yet he held grudges against her for all these years without even bringing it up, uh, and wouldn't say anything about it. That is a sign of betrayal, because working with somebody for 12 years, that's not just anything. But let's move past that. Let's move past that. Uh, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was kicked out of the party. She had to go to court because they alleged that she supported President George Weah. Joseph Yuma Bwaga was the leader of the party at that time. Don't you think he had a saying to say no? This is, the former leader of the party or the former president. I'm the current leader. What's going on? He never intervened. But not only that, Woman Pay. Woman Pay fought with Joseph Yuma Bwaga, stuck with Joseph Yuma Bwaga, only allowed me the time to get kicked out of the party as well. Then, moving fast forward, Joseph Yuma Bwaga 2017 promised the people from Nima that we were going to pick one of their songs. Did he? And he went allowed me the time to Magibi and pick Emmanuel Nukwe as vice running mate. That's betrayal. But let's keep down the line also for that call to educate. I want people to remind some of them. Let's move down the line also. When they came to the CPP, Joseph Yuma Bwaga betrayed the Liberian people on his speech when he took over the Lawrence at the headquarters. Go read exactly the promises he made to the Liberian people. He betrayed the Liberian people. He lied because right after a few weeks, Joseph Yuma Bwaga withdrew from the CPP. Those are all betrayals. Those are betrayals. And so at that, I wouldn't be surprised if Joseph Yuma Bwaga betrays Yomli Kanga Lawrence and Benena Yure. I will not be surprised. It's part of his record. He is able to do it because he has done it before, and he is able to do it again. I hope that helps educate that or inform that.
Brantate question.
Yes, the last part about the delay. The last part about the VP. I agree with the brother. That's a legitimate question. I think the VP pick for either size is critically important at this point. Very, very much important. I would encourage them to have their VP picks either by the end of this month or sometimes in December, presented to the public so that the public can start working with them. Because you want to get your VP acclimated as well. You want the people to, even if they're leaning towards you or so forth, they want to also, bring those two together. But I say for Joseph Yuma Bwaga, he's already boxed in with either Yomli Kanga Lawrence or Benena Yure. And I will urge him to take Benena Yure. The reason for that is Benena Yure has made more sacrifices than anybody. Even if Benena Yure now wanted to say, you do a petition party, a petition for Ben. I think it will be the right thing to do. Benena Yure made so much sacrifices. Yeah, Mr. Gerard, it's up to you.
Well, I think concerning the last question, like Steve said earlier on, there is a need now to know who will be the VP to Mr. Cummings, who's going to be the VP to Councillor Tiawan Gongolo, because they're coming from a constituency and they're breaking their constituencies, and people want to know, who is this person? Can I work with him? Can he come to my county to talk to me? Looking at his track record or looking at her track record in the country. So people will be happy to see the vice presidential candidate now as compared to seeing them in maybe late July. So the best thing to do now is to put forth that vice presidential candidate. Let's see whether the people the name will resonate with the people and the people are willing to work with that person.
Any other question? Any other question before we let go you of the radio there, because with the radio gotta go, and then we'll be on there for the next 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah, so I've been so far so good. I've been everybody was like talking about the way forward. So I don't know what Mr. Cummings, can you address someone is saying about the way forward for Liberia? Because some Liberians now they don't know the way forward, how to go about, where to go.
Let me say this, right? It's going to. I don't want to use a parable, but here's the thing, Melbourne. If you went to the well today to draw water, and you got two draw buckets sitting at the well, one leaking, one is not leaking badly. It is up to you to take the one that you think, when you draw water from that well, is going to fill your bucket. Looking at what is unfolding with the government, the deception, the lies, getting rich overnight, squandering, sapphoring the resources of our people living in abject poverty. We can't say that it started during their administration. The proliferation of ghettos. How many recreation places are there in Liberia? Whether Papa can come home today without jumping through the window, whether Papa is coming home through the door, whether a manjwa who's selling her cassava can pay her children's school fees. These are some of the questions people should be asking themselves. If I get to this well, I'd rather take a draw bucket that is not leaking so bad that I can use. So I think they should go for the draw bucket that is best. I mean, that is good, that is not leaking. So the way forward is for the people to position themselves and get ready for a change. Look among the candidates. The person who is selling the best issue, go for that candidate. But I think a second round with this administration will not be the best job bucket to take now. So you have all the opportunity. Ambassador Cummings, Ambassador Boaka, Mr. Cummings, you got to go for which one of them is the best job bucket for you. Simple. Except you want me to speak in different capacity now, then I will.
All right, so Steve, quickly, because we got to leave a few people. Time is not with our friend. So what do you want to tell Liberian people? Because we are out.
What I want to say to the Liberian people, will be back tomorrow by the grace of God. I know Milbo will be on the show. We'll try to, I know Siku is working his way back. Keeping your prayer, he hasn't been too well. That's part of the reasons you haven't seen him on lately. But he's doing much better. When he spoke before coming on the show, he's doing much, much better as opposed to the past few weeks. And hopefully we can have Mr. Cummings on here tomorrow also to continue this conversation, because Mr. Cummings, I don't know where your schedule is, but we'll talk behind closed doors. So
we'll talk behind closed door.
Yeah, what point you said because you can't handle it. Yeah, you said the conversation today. Yeah.
What is there?
Mr. Cummings, you really need to come back at least maybe tomorrow or on Monday.
Oh, I will talk with Steve. We'll arrange something. I think this is the time we all start to speak so that we can see our country move to a better trajectory. So I'll make myself available.
Okay, so first I want to say good night from our end here in Liberia. Steve, thank you so much, and I hope that tomorrow you're going to do the same thing.
My man, I'm praying for you to win that nomination now.
Yeah, Commissioner will help me to at least.
My man, let God be there with you.
Where you running for?
Steve is my public relations officer.
No.
Don't let Steve your public relations officer. Is you're gonna fight every day.
Seriously,
you'll fight.
Wow. I was not digging behind you, said doing some research, get some information, and tell the people, because our public relations officer, I got to talk to.
By the way, Mr. Cummings, it's just about nomination. That's all.
That's a possibility you could get it.
Exactly. So thank you guys. Let me leave you.
Okay.
So about to take our next program. Thank you so much. So folks,
Mr. Cummings, let's spend the next 5 minutes here really quick, and we can call it a day. And we coordinate behind closed doors for tomorrow. But you
Yeah,
said
you love to fight. Now I prepare to fight. Now I always hear you fight. Look, Steve, you said 5 minutes, but let me say this, right? I It's not flattery, right? But I must applaud you. What others are not brave to say to others, you always say it. I must applaud you. But one thing I will say to you, though, don't let nobody ride on your shoulder to hide themselves. Don't let nobody to hide themselves. I'm just like you. That's why if you listen to that interview, you'll hear Mr. Uri say, Cummings, Gerard, the agent of positive change, I expected you. He wanted me to start saying something from the beginning of the interview. Somebody called him that time of the morning and said, Gerard is sitting over there and the guys are grading you. But I don't operate that way. I always will be the guy who will speak truth to power, or whether you're my friend or not, I'll come out and say, look, this is it. You either desist or I'm OUT out. I'm known for that kind of record. I quit to walk away when I see foolishness. I call it a day. I don't care you the presidential candidate I love and your people are constantly in error. I don't want to be there because you know that kind of environment, Steve, to do damage control, the hard work. I'll give you a typical example. When Ban Ki-moon was paying his final visit to Liberia, we did some kind of PR with my man Uri, right? And all those that were on traveling ban and access free, it was easy to do. Even though they were on access freeze and traveling ban, right? But I told my man Ben, I said, listen, me and the traditional leaders got this one. I don't want your MPP people inside. I don't want nobody close to it. We will run our show the way we want to run it, and the guys will coordinate everything with us, from Cyril Allen to Vice President Taylor. You just need everybody. The thing was coordinated. And so I like your style. I love the way you say it as you see it. But one thing I will say to you though, don't let nobody hide behind you to throw the stone. You always hit the hammer on the nail. And you write about it. Look, we must call spade a space when we can see it. The opposition political party, they come. This is the time that they work together. This is the time that they foster unity, or else President, we all want to go. He don't want to go down just like that. The guy will put up a fight, and he's putting up a fight in the media. But the opposition, they don't see it. Now look what is unfolding. If what the late councillor of Brunskin Vision, the thing she was looking at when they met in Ganta, the thing Mr. Cummings was looking at when they met in Ganta, and Ambassador Boaka, those things that they were looking at, if we go back to the drawing board, this is what the public was calling for. But there were people who were cutting shortcuts to twist the ball. You think it's not going to be a fight? Steve, I know you got your ears on the ground. There will be a fight. President Weah will put up a fight.
I agree with you that
he's going to put up a strong fight. He's not going to go down like that. As I speak to you, he's stretching his wings in the media. Even though over the past 5 years, information dissemination, yes, he has some of the gurus. He had a former information minister who were he was not part of us, but he was a member of the media. He got a man who is now the current information minister. He was part of the Fitch. You think why the fight in the PUL is taking the path the PUL fight through? That reminded me of the days of Charles Taylor. Taylor knew you were going to be president. Taylor played in the PUL. Madam Salif made sure that before she hit the ground, the veteran journalist left Gambia, was in Monrovia. Osiwa Grand were moving all over the place. And our people, they sit, instead of them creating one big media hub where they can disseminate information, they want to hire. So I like how you call it and say it sometimes. And people shy away from it, but they will sit right there with you and don't say anything.
Mr. Cummings, let me say this to you. You know,
Yes, sir.
I agree with you that one of the biggest problems with the opposition, especially the ANC, is the ability to relay their message through the media. And they have the resources to empower people or to empower the media to do what is right to propagate the message. You know, it's concerning when you go back in the history what you said that all of these other leaders, one of the things they had in common was this: they understood that the media was a powerful force.
Oh yes.
Trump wanted to try the media here, and he had that first year when he told other people there and fake news and the other news and the other one. When 2020 election came, he saw the power of the media. He saw the force. He understands today what the media is able to do. And I have said it on this platform before that the 2023 election, should it be held, I'll keep it in context, the media would be one of the reasons why anybody will win if they win. The media. You cannot go away from the media or play around the media people or play around the media and expect the message to be going or expect your message to be propagated. No, that is not possible.
No,
you know what Samuel Twer said? You know what Samuel Twer said when they took over? Samuel Twer said they were going to weaponize the media. And I see Samuel Twer's assertion coming to pass. It's just that the people they chose to propagate a message, they themselves don't do research, they don't understand the issue.
No.
Most of them just get talking point from them. So they are limited when you choke them in the talking point that they get from them. So I'm saying this to say, whether the Spoon Talk, the Marco Gimel, and other people that sit around, the grown people sit around and lie 24/7 and not say the truth. I can say this to you though. You can see to some extent how Samuel Twer's message came across. They established these different media platforms, whether in the diaspora or not, they did. Because they understand the importance of the media. So
and they're doing that locally now.
Oh yes.
They're doing that locally because you see, they think the guys they're trying to, and when you went far. Let's come back to the issue of Eugene Fagon. You know what? Fagon couldn't find his way around the media because he started bad-mouthing the media fresh.
Yep.
Now you were not a journalist before, was not part of the PUR. None. Were you a publisher? A radio manager before? None. Have you worked with them? But he started saying the journalists are cartoon journalists. One of the guys called me and said, "Jerome, you hear, man?" I said, "I'm listening." You don't know what kind of game he playing? They'll build circle around him. He started running a podcast looking for cartel when the cartel was right in front of him. When he became an agent of the very cartel he was talking about. So is every time you say it, I say, well, somebody got to ring this bell. And Steve, you have been the guy ringing the bell. The ANC got good propagandists. I know few persons who sit in the diaspora in England and Norway that are part of the ANC. I know one of the guys who was a veteran journalist with that of Charles Taylor. Somebody we sat on Radio LIB for years. Okay? And these guys are available. So what are the Liberty Party? What are the ANC? I think there is a need. And the good thing about it, Chairman Ability understand the media. That's one thing people in the ANC, with the support that Mr. Chairman Ability gave to Mr. Cummings, people must stand up to say, okay, yes, we'll beat our chest. We're going to work together. We're going to go to the drawing board. I strongly believe between now and March 15, the ANC/CPP need to start finding some of those media gurus, including those little young boys who are doing extremely well with those different podcasts, but they need to support them and create this hub. Madam Salif made a very smart move When she took over, she said to disseminate the information, to kind of contextualize things. All the public relation officers from the different government institutions will be trained at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. Then all the government officials will start to come over there to speak to the Liberian people. First, she started with me. All the cabinet minister, 2006, all the cabinet minister, it was mandatory that you appeared on the Positive Show for us to create this damage control, because by then the opposition said the government was a flunky. So how will Madam Sally get her message out there? She decided that all the cabinet minister appear, and I do an exclusive with them explaining government policy. Because at the time, Steve, just from war, most of the people leaving government institution or agency at the time, people carried decks, people stole carpets, people stole computer and all those things. And then you say the government is a flunky. So information is vital, it's very important. It's very important. I, for one, even though I support a candidate that is not a hidden thing, but I'm not a member of a party, but I love this candidate. I love the candidate for his message. I believe that this candidate can market, if the people are, adequately market this Mr. Cummings, they will do well. But look, we got too many podcasts.
Well, Mr. Cummings, I will hold you there because when you can't hear to come propagate for your.
No, I just saying something. No, I'm. That's why you see, I never said it on the FM station because I got to pay for that airtime. No, I understand radio.
Yeah, but even on us now, you got to pay.
No, I don't. I want to. I know you like to play smart ball game. You will come by with a fist. I don't have that cliche face for you now.
Don't put yourself in a situation you can't handle now because we'll start charging you.
No, you can't run my card. But like I said earlier on, I'm not gonna flatter you. I like it. I think is something good that you're doing. I do it often with the church. I come from that background. I'm a preacher. I always call the church out. I always say, look, the church should be the conscience of the society. And if the church is not, forget it. I will always say it as I see it. I always use this analogy, Steve. I grew up in a typical Muslim community. The Grand Mufti some years back and the late Sheikh Afuma Kane became a friend and mentor to me. Not that I wanted to be a Muslim at the time, but I was looking for a way to understand what the Quran, or there's the surah in the Quran that teaches about coexistence. So I started reading the Holy version, the English version of the Holy Quran, to start to understand some things for myself. And I started seeing some similarity. And I said to myself, you know what? I have not seen an imam from another mosque. Maybe the person is coming from the Salafia mosque or the person coming from the Benson Street mosque. I've never seen in all of my years on the radio, right, where two imams will argue bitterly on issues that will send the people helter-skelter. But we, the pastors, will do it. But then when it comes to checkmating our government officials, we differ. When it comes to checkmating our political leaders, we differ. If, Steve, between you and myself, have you seen an article, a newsletter written by diaspora Liberian pastors calling for justice as it relates to the 4 auditors, the disappearing of those 3 boys, the things that are happening in the country? Can you see them? No. Nothing.
Well, we'll leave it there for today, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're enjoying Mr. Coming on.
No. I gotta go. So talk to me.
Yeah,
let's see what we can set up. But my regards to Sekou, and I wish him a speedy recovery. Thank you so much. But come in the back and let's fight. I'll be here.
You know now.
You always running, my man. That's your problem. But run.
I come in the back. And thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here with us. This is how we want to call it, a night or a day. Enjoy your weekend. Stay blessed. We'll be on tomorrow, the same time, same place. Stay out of trouble.